Today, I bring you an animated movie that sheds light on the cruelty of humans and the sorrowful life of bulls. Let me know if you oppose bullfighting. As an American, you might appreciate this film. It begins by introducing the main character, a young calf named Ferdinand. Unlike other bulls, Ferdinand adores flowers and finds solace in their delightful fragrance. He has 3 calf friends, one named Handsome, another named Brave, and the last one called Bones. All the calves dream of becoming strong and mighty bulls, so they can one day enter the bull ring and face the matador. It is the only path to achieve glory and fame for a bull. The most contentious calf in their environment is Brave, who is always provoking others. Ferdinand, being the only one who dislikes fighting, stands apart. At that moment, the esteemed parents of the calves, Cerritos, make their appearance. They are brought to the field for an audition to determine the strongest bull who will run in the bull ring. Ferdinand's father emerges as the victor, filled with joy as he prepares to confront the matador. He shares his excitement with Ferdinand, explaining that this is the day every bull yearns for. However, Ferdinand doesn't want his father to leave. He confesses that he doesn't aspire to become an aggressive bull when he grows up. His loving father believes him to be innocent and promises to return, hoping to teach him the ways of fighting, in the hope that Ferdinand might develop a liking for it. With a smile, Ferdinand's father bids him farewell and departs. Hours turn into days, and Ferdinand's father never returns. The little calf, realizing his father's absence will be permanent, decides to escape from the farm. He hops onto a train and embarks on a journey through various places. Exhausted by the rain, Ferdinand eventually collapses, only to be discovered by a girl named Nina. Ferdinand feels a fondness for this girl as she already carries a flower. Luckily, he finds himself on a flower farmer's land, where a warm-hearted family ultimately adopts him. Time passes, and Ferdinand grows into a massive and robust bull. Despite his imposing physique, his love for flowers remains unwavering. On the day of the city's flower festival, Ferdinand is ecstatic. However, due to his immense size, his new family cannot take him along. Thinking he would be bored alone, Ferdinand takes matters into his own hooves and attends the festival anyway. But his size frightens the onlookers, and things worsen when he accidentally sits on a bee, causing him to scream in panic. The commotion terrifies everyone, including the police, who decide to apprehend the colossal creature. Ferdinand is captured, and he isn't allowed to bid his family goodbye. The police take Ferdinand to the most renowned farm in the city, which turns out to be the same farm where he spent his childhood. Yearning to return home, Ferdinand begins making sudden movements. In response, they send him a goat named Lupe, an expert in calming bulls. Ferdinand ventures deeper into the farm and reunites with his childhood friends and other bulls. They have all grown and become strong, but none of them possess the same stature and muscles as Ferdinand, not even the formerly aggressive calf known as Brave. Ferdinand returns to his old room and falls asleep alongside the goat. During the night, 3 mischievous hedgehogs pay him a visit. They are named 1, 2, and 4, but the fate of the third, 3, remains unknown. Being a laid-back bull, Ferdinand eventually allows the little hedgehogs to steal from him. However, growing bored of this situation, he attempts to escape the farm but is electrocuted by the fence. Just then, some horses appear, and Ferdinand seeks their help in getting past. Unfortunately, these horses are conceited and inform him that only the most beautiful horses are permitted to pass. The following day, the renowned Spanish bullfighter, known as the First, arrives at the ranch in search of the country's strongest bull to be his final opponent in a bullfight. The bulls are released to showcase their prowess before the First. This is the moment the bovines have been waiting for their entire lives, as they desperately try to capture the matador's attention. However, Handsome, one of the bulls, succumbs to pressure and faints when he locks eyes with the First. Witnessing this, the matador becomes disappointed as none of the bulls seem to impress him. In response, the owner of the ranch threatens the First, giving him 2 days to train the bulls and find the best among them. During this time, the bulls question Ferdinand about why he refuses to fight. It is at this moment that everyone realizes Handsome's fate, believing he has been chosen to challenge the bullfighter. However, the truth is that Handsome is destined for the slaughterhouse. Brave, revealing the truth to Ferdinand, explains that things have changed. Bulls now fight not for glory but to survive, as those deemed unfit for bullfights are sent to the slaughterhouse for their meat. In the midst of this sadness, Bones mourns for his friend Handsome, and Ferdinand consoles him, offering his support and strengthening their bond. The following day, the bulls must train to provide the First with a worthy opponent. One of the bulls, named Wig, shares his secret with Ferdinand, which is that he never looks directly at anything. Ferdinand uses his tongue to solve Wig's problem, and they become good friends. Lupe advises Ferdinand that learning to fight is necessary for survival. It's not merely about crude movements, he must view it as a dance. The horses overhear and mock the idea of a bull dancing. However, Ferdinand proves them wrong by showcasing his dancing abilities. The horses then demonstrate what true dance entails, and with the help of Ferdinand's 2 new friends, they assist him in refining his steps. In the end, the horses are defeated due to their lack of coordination. The bulls grow happier and their friendship strengthens. However, Brave interrupts their joy, urging them to stop their nonsense. He reminds them that they are bulls and should focus solely on running, as defeating the matador is the only way for a bull to survive. The other bovines understand the wisdom in Brave's words, and they commence training with the hope of defeating the bullfighter. Ferdinand, who has experienced a joyful life beyond the ranch, knows this is not true. He convinces his friend Lupe to escape from the ranch and achieve a different fate. They seek assistance from the crafty hedgehogs to aid in their escape. Inadvertently, Ferdinand enters the room where the first is staying and discovers a terrible truth. Every bull that faced the first met their demise, including his own father. Now aware of the danger, Ferdinand understands that if he abandons the others, everyone on the ranch will suffer the same fate. Ferdinand appeals to his friends, attempting to reason with them. He explains that no bull can defeat the matador and going into the ring only leads to the slaughterhouse. Brave becomes angry, accusing Ferdinand of cowardice. Ferdinand argues that they must escape, but Brave grows tired of talking and initiates a fight. During their clash of horns, Brave, despite his extensive training, breaks his horn. The first witnesses this and chooses Ferdinand as his opponent. Tragically, Brave is taken to the slaughterhouse, deemed unworthy as he now possesses only one horn. As Ferdinand is selected, all his friends encourage him to go, but he refuses to go alone. He insists on bringing everyone, including Brave. Together, they devise a plan to trap the horses. This way, Ferdinand can make his way to the slaughterhouse while the path is clear. There, he finds Brave and urges him to flee. However, Brave, feeling humiliated by what transpired, refuses to leave and questions the purpose of his life. Ferdinand attempts to reason with Brave, emphasizing that fighting is not the only path a bull can aspire to. At that moment, Ferdinand discovers that his friend Handsome has not been killed yet. In an attempt to help Handsome, Ferdinand accidentally triggers the alarms. Just as the crusher is about to do its job, Brave has a change of heart and manages to save Handsome. The three bulls successfully escape the slaughterhouse and reunite with their friends at the ranch. Surprisingly, the ones driving the truck are the crafty hedgehogs. The owner of the ranch and the first realize that everyone is escaping, prompting the matador to order the ranch owner to pursue the cattle. A thrilling chase ensues as the small truck attempts to flee through the city. The bulls have to run for their lives. They eventually reach a train station, and to ensure the safe escape of all their friends, Ferdinand, being the strongest bull, decides to confront the ranch pursuers, even if it means getting captured. News of this event spreads, and Ferdinand becomes known in Spain as the most dangerous bull ever seen. As a result, he is presented as the first final rival. Ferdinand's beloved human discovers that he will run in the bullring through the news. The day of the duel arrives, and the bullring is filled to capacity. Everyone eagerly awaits the first triumph over the biggest and most aggressive bull. However, when the battle begins, Ferdinand refuses to engage in the fighting game. The matador's team provokes him, leading to Ferdinand's aggression. At one point, Ferdinand manages to remove the matador's cape, embarrassing him in front of the crowd. The enraged matador returns to the field with banderillas, attempting to harm Ferdinand. But Ferdinand dances gracefully, avoiding the matador's attacks. This only further infuriates the matador. Eventually, Ferdinand's fury is aroused, and he nearly injures the matador. However, he steps on a rose, triggering a peaceful memory within him. Ferdinand decides not to fight and walks away from the matador, showing him that he seeks peace. The first, perceiving this as an act of offense, prepares to deliver a fatal blow. But the crowd, moved by Ferdinand's peaceful nature, begins to protest, pleading for mercy and forgiveness. Realizing that the love of the people outweighs his desire for annihilation, the first decides to spare Ferdinand's life and leaves the bullring. Tears fill Mina's eyes as she embraces Ferdinand, and at that moment, Ferdinand's bull friends also arrive, showing that they had no intention of leaving Ferdinand behind. Time passes, and we see all of Ferdinand's friends, including the bulls, living happily together on the flower farm. The film concludes, portraying how a bull who loved flowers deviated from his destiny of violence and found happiness surrounded by friends. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more interesting movies.